Hey y'all, can you tell it's 3:30? Got these bags right here. You know, the more I think of the Maya's genius, the more I just am completely annoyed with the world as it is today. The Pacquiao lid in Palenque, that lid illustrates over 100 pictures. Okay? That Mayan prophecy thing I showed you where you just connect the nose and then the two images create a whole other bat god image when overlapped. There's 100 of those in that one picture. Now I challenge any modern man to do this today without the use of the technology that you have. Okay, like think of what the Maya used. The fact that they came out of nowhere, just like the Egyptians, by the way, their civilization had no history of progress and learning. It was just immediately there. Does this not imply, I wouldn't say aliens per se, but I'm going to go a step farther. It implies reincarnation. Is it possible that whole races could have been, whole peoples could have been reincarnated? Not just one great leader to start a culture and then blah, 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 but whole peoples to be reincarnated on Earth at a given time. Maybe, you know, ever since the Mark Twain Halley's Comet, Etta Caranae, Nietzsche, Supernova 1987, and me, I, I know that all our souls are just being mishmashed and transferred throughout the universe. Okay, that was the 210 mark. That was weird. That was the 210 mark. Speaking of 210, my birthday, my very special birthday, which, by the way, if you multiply by 2 is 420. 210 is 201. Okay, it's a countdown, right? 1987, 987. That shit is a countdown as well, okay? I think it's very interesting that exactly a millennia prior, 987 AD, most people think Quetzalcoatl was born around then. The great Quetzalcoatl. 987, that's exactly a millennia prior. I like how exactly 100 years prior, in 1887, Nietzsche speaks of the anti-nihilist redeemer of mankind who is to come in the near future in his Genealogy of Morality. I mean, I'm not saying I am super special, but I'm saying I'm special, y'all. I don't think this YouTube channel is just to spread information for the fun of it. This channel is to experience a new reality, okay? This is the rabbit hole. I am the rabbit, comma, hole, because I have so much ancient knowledge from my past life incarnation. Speaking of which, I have a letter, which I might read to y'all in the next video, that my grandma did. She had a reading to talk about herself and her family, and she had a little bit to say about my mom, this reader, but a lot to say about me, and it had to do with me not knowing my dad. It had to do with me being a very old soul, and I was mostly a female in my past life, so you could see the sensitivity coming through. I think all this is very interesting. I love the male-female opposition in me that me and McKenna and even Marilyn Manson have. Mars square moon, masculine square femininity. So we both have a very effeminate. All three of us have very effeminate natures. Mars moon aspect archetype is here to help other two masculine men or other two female women sort of go back and forth, because like Emerson says, the sexes change at every moment in the spiritual world. Yeah, Emerson said that, okay? He knows. And speaking of females, I've been watching Maurice. Oh my Jesus, this dude is talking about how the sun cycles exactly mathematically with proof affect PMS. Crazy, huh? I know. But the exact times in which sunspot cycles occur or something are at 28-day intervals, and every now and then it's 24, and it just goes back and forth. I just don't. And the Maya and many other cultures have monuments that show the sun burning down, or paintings, the sun burning out, and there being no kids. So what this means is that if the sun does burn out, or something happens for 5 days when there's no light for 5 days, which some people say will happen in 2012, then people won't be able to give birth for for a while because the sun is affecting fertility. Please watch Maurice. He's the same guy who found out the Paco photons hidden pictures. The same guy is talking about, he explains astrology through physics. No one's done, why do I have to find this randomly? Why couldn't it just be called Maurice Cotterill discovers origin of PMS, or Maurice Cotterill discovers origin of astrology? Why do the powers that be enforce you to find shit on your own instead of just, I want to live in a utopia where we just tell kids immediately, yes, you could be smarter than your teacher because you're an old soul. Yes, the moon's sacred calendar does correspond to spiritual events, as above, so below. But then that would just be some kind of hippie cult thing in most people's eyes. And yet, this whole democracy, Democrats, Republican, that is a fucking cult to me, okay? You know, like Alex Jones said in Waking Life. Democrat, Republican, which puppet do you want to represent you, yeah. Peace out. Y'all can tell it's kind of tired anger today, huh?